I suppose, yeah, I do have, as you say, a butterfly kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I do see Jesus in a very particular way, and
Uh-huh.
when I see the verses in the Quran about chopping off hands for theft and lashing people
Yes.
for 100 times,
Yes.
they don't harmonize to me
But that's what I'm telling you. You're
thinking.
living in an imaginary
Yeah,
world.
probably I probably
Uh,
am, Mohammed. Yeah,
a real world
yeah,
requires certain measurements, certain
mm,
behaviors, certain attitude taken towards certain people. Not everyone is a nice
mm,
individual that you can deal with
yeah, yeah,
love and compassion and give them hugs. That
yeah,
doesn't work
yeah,
with everyone.
yeah.
Plus, these verses, just because you mentioned them, I'll
We should
briefly.
we should try though, Mohammed.
Yeah, no,
We
no.
should try.
We should be realistic.
If everything else fails,
No, no,
you
no.
know what I mean?
I think we should be realistic, dealing with nice
Yeah,
people
yeah,
in a nice way and dealing with people who
mm,
deserve harshness with a harsh way. That's
yeah,
what wisdom is, dealing with everyone in a
mm,
way that is appropriate to them. Now, when it
mm,
comes to idea of cutting the hands of there's no
mm,
people imagine certain things in the Quran.
mm.
Allah mentions this punishment, but this punishment has over 20 conditions. And
No,
it's not like
I know
anyone who
about
steals.
this. Yeah, yeah. Mm,
If someone steals in a famine, that law is not going to apply to them. There's people who
mm,
stole. It was a famine at the time of Umar, the
mm,
second caliphate, and he didn't punish them. If someone
mm,
steals from money that is not protected, let's say it's not protected in a
mm,
specific location, doesn't have
yeah,
securities and that, and someone steals it, it's out there in the public, and someone takes it, that punishment does not apply to them. Someone who
mm,
just steals your bag and runs away, this is not
mm,
the punishment applied to them. Someone who
mm,
steals from his parents, family members, business
mm,
partners, any of that, punishment is not applied to them. This is
mm,
a very specific punishment
mm,
for professional thieves, people
mm.
who basically live,
Yeah, yeah. I
and,
think I
and
yeah.
their
Mm,
profession in life is to steal. That's what
mm,
you're a doctor, someone else is a
mm,
physician. This guy is
mm.
a thief. That's his profession in life. That is
Yeah, well,
why that
absolutely.
punishment is there for them. And
And
there's a
we're seeing
specific
it more
amount.
and more. We're seeing it more and more today,
Yeah,
obviously.
and there is a
Yeah,
specific amount, and you
yeah.
see the
Mm,
alternative. Put them in prison. They go there, they network and become even worse criminals, and they
yeah,
come
yeah,
out and they
yeah,
do the same thing.
yeah,
There
yeah.
is a deterrent punishment. If I know
Mm,
that I'm going to lose this hand, I'm not going to be living as a criminal thief,
mm,
as a job, as a profession, because I'm going to
mm,
get caught sooner or later.
mm,
So these specific punishment works with a very specific people. But also
mm.
that all of these conditions are there. That's why I met a judge from Saudi before. He was like judge for 20 years, and he said, I've not seen a single case
Yeah,
of
I know.
someone who.
I know it's not and it's not often carried out.
Why?
I'm
Because of the
aware of that.
conditions I'm telling you.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Islam is not trying to
yeah,
punish people. So that's
yeah,
when it comes to the kind of the idea
mm,
of the lashing. It is there for a very
mm,
specific thing, because
yeah, yeah,
committing fornication and doing it and all of that,
mm,
it's not a very simple thing. It's something that has influences on societies. You have
mm,
souls. You have millions of people killed every
mm,
day. Do
mm,
you know how? Through abortion.
mm.
You got women
Oh, absolutely.
becoming
I'm totally anti.
you got
I'm
lives
yeah, yeah,
destroyed of women, of
yeah,
girls.
100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Girls use them and abuse them, and then they turn
Mm,
psychologically problematic. They start lifting their
absolutely.
guard. They have
I 100%
trauma.
agree with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So there is there is long term
mm,
effect. So when
mm,
Allah says there is a punishment of lashing from the individuals that does this, there is a wisdom behind it. It's to deter people from that
yeah,
specific act. So we're not more wise than God. God knows us as human beings and knows that we work with two things.
mm,
Someone might incline more towards reward, but there are
mm,
people who only incline towards punishment. And
mm,
Islam gives you a balance between both reward and punishment. So
mm,
it's not one or the other, it's both. And you
mm.
cannot live a life that is based on just one of them and
Sure.
expect everything to be, as I said,
Yeah,
pacifist.
no, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, and in imaginary situations in utopia,
Yeah,
maybe. But in
mm,
this life, that's
yeah,
not going to happen. And that's why
yeah,
paradise is there for
yeah.
good people.